Hey guys, Sorry here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Poltawa, playing Shady spawning in the north. We have ProxyFox as the Soviets. His loadout is urban defense, mechanized support, and shock rifle frontline. Team up with him is DarkElllf as the Brits, straight away locking in Royal Artillery, staple for the 2v2s, no surprises there. These guys are a random team. DarkElllf rank 7 random 2s and ProxyFox rank 2. Random 2s are Soviets, so very highly ranked in the randoms. And in the south we have first Preacher Man as OKW, and his loadout is fortifications, special operations, and Overwatch. Teaming up with him is Nicko, Nagano, who is locked in German infantry. These guys are an arranged team, barely made it through their placement matches, around rank 50 at the moment.
Troops are standing by.
But of course this is Nagano we're talking about, on Nicko. Seems to be going by the name Nicko now, like the same in King of the Hill. So, guess we'll just call him that.
Enemy squad attacking! For the revolution! Not another one! MG support standing by! I've got the
Okay, so a few skirmishes around the place, nothing too dramatic. A tier 1 build from ProxyFox.
The sector is secure.
Pretty standard stuff though so far. Bit of harassment here, but Stone Pioneer's shutting that down. Also a bit of harassment on the fuel here from Nicko, but is behind the light cover there, is going to end up losing that engagement. So, you know, he's doing the harassment, but it's costing him manpower. Penal's getting a good fight in there. Let's try to put down the sandbags, have to give that up. Agreedies do end up having to retreat, but second squad comes in support. Vic is now moving up from the side, and another Tommy squad coming around from the rear. Meanwhile, the Penal's fighting hard here. Got a piece of wire down, actually denying these squads from getting inside the building. That's nicely done. Really helping him, because if a squad was inside this building right now, these pings would be getting dominated. Speaking of being inside a building, MG42 over here, shutting out
Enemy forces are
these
securing our
sections.
territory.
Seems like Axis is making a little bit of a push now.
An infantry section of Tommies has been trained.
Guys don't really have that good of an option of dealing with the buildings yet. Of flamethrower quite yet for ProxyFox, and of course tier 1 build, no sniper, no mortars. So it can be tough on Poltawa with all these like strong houses, well, reasonably strong houses in the middle. By window counts. You have battle group going down for Preacher Man, and here comes the 250 for Nagano. So this is a interesting build from him. Very fast 250 strat. You've got like 2 grenadiers and a machine gun, and that's it. Very fast tech into the 250. Is going to harass DarkElllf. Of course, DarkElllf doesn't have many options to defend against this right now. He's the AEC. But that's a fair way off. And looks like this Vickers is going to go down here.
An HMG crew has been lost to enemy action.
Machine gun gets flushed out of the building.
Capture point.
He called down some base artillery on the building, in fact. 250 still in the back line, still doing the damage. What is this M3 doing? Does he think he can outmaneuver it? Looks like maybe the M3 took an artillery shell as well. Going all the way into base here. Oh, this could be devastating. One squad down. He's desperately trying to reinforce. Needs to keep running around the side. Maybe weave his way around the base. Penals here standing threateningly. Like maybe they're going to upgrade the PTRS. But as we can see, that's not the case. And the 250 pulls back. Still a tremendous amount of work done there. 5 kills on the vehicle. 5 kills on the Pioneers. Including our 1 squad wipe. So that fast 250 hitting a really good timing, and I mean you can't really try this in 1v1s. You'll just get overrun. Only going for 2 grenadiers and machine gun in the early game. You just won't be able to hold the line, but in 2v2 when you've got a teammate, cap the rest of the map, help you out. Much easier to get away with a strategy like this. Trouble here. I do feel like it was a mistake not getting 1 PTRS penal, but there you go. AC hitting the field now, 7 minutes, and 250 gonna go down here. Nice work from Nagano jumping out before it goes down. Oh, what is this 222 doing? Over aggressive here. But AC did not chase. Shock troops in close. Oh, these grenadiers got to be careful. M3 goes down. Oh, grenadiers go down. Could get a second squad if he's unlucky. Maybe a little bit of smoke blocking the sight, and the grenadiers get away. That was a close call. AEC could have chased after the 222 as well. That could have just Nagano could have, or Nicko could have lost everything right there. Close call, but look at the amount of map control here for the Axis. Push the Allies completely off the map on the back of that 250 play. Second squad of shock troops coming out from ProxyFox. Oh. 222. Oh, he's trying to bite off more than he can chew right here. Bluffing that he's stronger than he is. I think, you know, if Nicko just pulled back, could have got the Faust in. And maybe could have kept his 222 alive. That was a poor decision. Charging in there. Maybe he thought DarkElllf would just like completely pull back after that bluff charge, but not the case. Also, no hack yet. Nicko. Oh, nice rifle grenade dodge there from DarkElllf, and right on top of things. Grenadiers though getting deep in enemy lines. He's actually rebuilt some greens as well. Up to 3 of them now. Remember he went for a 2 grenadier start and lost one. First Preacher Man still yet to stick to Commander, but ProxyFox has gone for the IS-2. Don't have any Jagdtiger commanders. Jagdtiger is pretty strong on this map. You can just kind of park them in the middle, and even though there are these like buildings blocking sight and shots, it's still extremely effective. Okay, AC repaired up. Maybe not for long. Oh, what are you doing? What kind of maneuver is that? Oh, that is atrocious. Okay, he's called in the concentration barrage. Oh man, building gets flattened almost instantly. Those airburst shells are so strong in that. Looks like he's going to try bait these shock troops over the mine. We'll see how it works out for him here. He gets the suppression on them. Yeah, there we go. Really nicely done there by Preacher Man. Good bait over the mine. Got a lot of models there as well. Now he can push these penals back. Okay, just sort of loading the MG34, I guess. Just holding down the VP. We've got a T-70 coming in for ProxyFox, but as you can see it's going to be hitting the field around 12 minutes, very late. Shows you how strong of an impact the early game had on the Allies. Generally want, you know, your T-70 around 9 minutes. You might even be able to get it earlier than that, but 12 minutes, that is super late. We do have a pack now on the field as well for Nicko. Oh, Grenadiers go down.
Sorry, but we're being bloody shot at.
T-70 getting some good shots in from the side. Pack relocating now, but there are some sandbags. Oh, he's getting forced back. T-70 gets out there just in the nick of time. Might have had sight of it thanks to the extra line of sight on the section. Technics does give you a good chunk of extra sight. Tech truck is up for Preacher Man. He's also gone for an IR searchlight, which may have seen that mine going down. It's into the blind spot of this trench. Gets an incendiary grenade in. A little bit late hopping out. Ooh, that was a close call. T-70 in here doing some damage. No raketing for Preacher Man. He's going straight into the Panzer IV. Just shows how strong the Axis fuel control has been so far. And these double shock troops. Just charging forwards. No light vehicles to stop them. They are a real menace. Chasing the Axis right to their base. Tried to throw the grenade into the retreat path there, didn't quite work out. I got some concentration barrage right on the base doorstep here. Double 5-man greens though, pretty strong. Going off the shock troop squad here. For the wipe, but not quite. Could actually get wiped in return. T-70 got some big hits in there. And Panzer IV has hit the fields. Pretty sure he saw that with going down with the searchlight, but you know, it's easy to forget those things. 5-man upgrade here for DarkElllf as well. He's got a huge infantry fighting force. 5 Tommies.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Remember, this is not like the 1v1s we see where we see like 5 Tommies into the crocodile. No crocodile on this commander. Just gonna have to get some tech units.
This is it.
But the Allies have experienced a good period of dominance thanks to their double light vehicles. And also the shock troops have been doing some really good work. Axis not having a light vehicle of their own has allowed shock troops to just charge around the map. Very hard to deal with. Another concentration barrage right at the base doorstep. Before heading over this way now, AC that's trying to avoid.
Anti-tank gun ready to do some damage.
Right, comes in. Can you scrap it out?
Infantry firing at us. Cheeky buggers.
PTRS Penal's coming around the side here. Penta 4 pulls back. Big assault coming in on the left. G34 gets found. The shock troops do have the smokes and the HE grenades. So one using the smoke, one using the HE. G has to get out of there. Panzer 4 heading over here now though. It's what he needed that he didn't have earlier. Shut down these double shock troops. Could inflict quite a lot of bleed here as well if he chases them. Not quite in position. Could lose his mortar if he's a little bit unlucky here.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Some sweepers here, spotting the mines as the Panzer 4 pushes forwards. There's also a Zis back here. Bit of a side tick from Proxy. Looks like he might be going straight into the IS-2 from here. So side ticking, getting the Zis out. Stalling for the IS-2. You can see he's got a lot of command points. He's been very aggressive. Shock troops especially. Big old blob wars here. 5-man greens, STG Fox versus 5-man sections. Machine gun getting sniped from the front, but finally gets the suppression in. And here's a Brumbeer. Do have concentration barrage coming in on the support weapons and also hits the Brumbeer there. Some big damage. 6 pounder sitting up. It also gets a penetrating hit in. Mortar goes down. It's like Nagano just... Oh, Nicko, sorry. Just didn't see that coming and he outright destroys it there with a Howitzer fire. No chance of the recruit. It was very far forwards for a mortar team, like right here when opponent's team weapons over here. Definitely in harm's way.
At your service, Alfie.
Wow. DarkElllf going for a sexton here. I do feel like the Allies' anti-tank is a little bit underwhelming right now. One AT gun basically to do it all. On the right hand side.
A capture point is being overrun.
I suppose the AC can actually contribute a little bit though as well. Here we go, 5-man greens getting around the side of these team weapons. DarkElllf having to pull back. Brumbeer on the charge as well. Looks like the 6-pounder is going to go down. That's what I was talking about. Here comes AC. No Faust. Here it comes now. A little bit late. Double Faust, in fact. Brumbeer missing his shots. Oh, it looks like he's having some ideas. Maybe he wants to steal the 6-pounder, but doesn't. has actually lost his AT gun to the Sexton, it looks like. There's a pretty safe and easy to recruit position back there. And he's going to steal away the 6-pounder, so no counters, basically. DarkElllf with the Brumbier. He has inflicted a lot of kills, though.
We're losing a capture point.
Nicko, if you want to call him the gunner. 2 greens, 1 machine gun, decrew pack, dead mortar. Plus, of course, the dead 222 and the dead 250. High casualty gain for Nicko. We're back up to full, ready to do some damage again. Gotta make the most of this period before the IS-2 hits the field. Let's get that trench. 2 shots. And how did that go down? Is there a teller there? Lucas goes down. He tried to soft retreat it there, it looks like. Using some attack round here. Ooh, big hit on those shock troops. This is a massive infantry wave here. Got the incendiary artillery coming down. Got some mines here as well. Definitely helping slow the momentum of the Axis, but they are thundering forwards here. IS-2 being called in. That could be the turnaround the Allies are looking for. Staying right on top of this AT gun. Gets decrewed there. But here comes the big boy. The IS-2 coming in hot. Looking for the Brumbier, but that's gone away now. Switches targets. These all very clumped up grenadiers. Ooh. Oh man. Cool. So, what do we have? Oh man, Preacher Man looks like he also did some side taking. It's gone for a walking Stuka. That means he is woefully unprepared for the IS-2. Okay, Panzer IV just has no chance in a head-to-head fight, even if you do elite armor with the heat rounds. Oh. Looks like he cancelled the barrage of her own 2 hits. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake. Got the early warning flares coming out here. It can be really strong. Look at how much sight they're giving. It's like all of this area from the Axis being revealed by the early warning flares.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Extremely strong ability, this one. So I think he's used it to call in some
damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Sexton fire. BP's pretty much dead even for these 2 teams at this point. So anyone's match. It has been, you know, pretty back and forth.
Firefly complete.
With teams experiencing power spikes. They work their way through their build orders. Firefly now for DarkElllf. That should really help fend off the Brumbier. Even though its Vet 2's got those armoured skirts now. Firefly still has so much penetration. Should be able to fight it off pretty well. Especially since, you know, the Brumbier got the armor nerf. Around the time of the 2v2 anniversary classic. The Brumbier coming over here to fight the IS-2 a little bit. Stolen 6-pounder was in a good position to contribute though. It gets 2 penetrating hits in. Senior artillery into the middle doing some big damage to these grenadiers. Gotta respect that. Could even lose. That's cool. Getting fuel for Nicko. All these low health squads, those mercs are gonna have to work overtime. It's gonna take a long time to get all those squads back onto the battlefield healthy. That was a better walking Stuka barrage. 4 kills. Looks like the Sexton is going after the tech truck now. Panther coming in, but it's greeted by the Firefly. Brumbear does some damage as well. Oh man, sticky satchel on the Panther. Could be in trouble here. No, Firefly's not chasing in. Brumbear's still in here. Doing some cheeky shots from behind this building. Avoiding the AT gun. Nice tube back up to full now, so slow to get going, but back underway.
Where do you want us?
Few kills on the Sexton so far. Targeting the tech truck is not super important. It could be in trouble here. No, nice to bounces that shot.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
One AT gun goes down. Panther charging in here, but overwhelmed. IS-2 needs to just stay in there, stay the course. Oh man. Got timid with it. It's a heavy tank, mate. You can stay in there. A few more shots than that. Big Axis blob coming in from the right. Team weapons, beware. T70 coming over to help. Knows he can do this now because, you know, the Panther's been forced away. Oh, here comes the double shock troops. So he went for a close range Sexton barrage. It's way off target. That was a terrible walking Stuka barrage. Oh man, speeding down the road there. Entrance. Get 3 now on this one there. Should be a lot faster. S2 just charging forwards. No respect for the Axis defenses. Oh, he's calling in a concentration barrage on this region as well now. Axis getting forced right back. One shot from death. This is Panzer IV. Heck yeah, you gotta be careful. You can't just be leaving a defender pack out there. T70 charging in after it. Oh, but in comes the sector assault. T-70 too fast for those Stuka anti-tank planes. Gets out of there. Doesn't take almost any damage. Ooh, nice. This T-70 continuing to find applications here to the mid and late game. Very good control of that from ProxyFox. Fragmentation bombs, but well dodged by DarkElllf, didn't do too much at all. But remember with fragmentation bombs, it's very important which direction the plane comes in from. You want to minimize the distance between the edge of the map and the targeted region so that come in as quickly as possible. So you have to, you know, decide how fast do I want it in versus what angle do I want the bombs to land on. Panther chasing in here. We have the T-70 on recon mode here, so he's got some pretty good sights. Interesting to see a Centaur. This to both help with the anti-infantry duties and shoot down those sector assault planes. Ooh, man, the IS-2. Got a monster hit in there. Is he no, he's not even Vet 2. I was extremely lucky then.
The sector is at risk.
IS-2 taking some big shots on the rear. Panther chasing in here, but remember there's still that Su-85 there. Doing its best to lead this wave as it rushes forwards. Shock troops coming in from the side. We do have quite a lot of anti-tank that can come through the middle from the Allies. There it goes, causing big damage to Nicko's tanks. Sexton looks like it's finally managed to take out the OKW tech truck. Maybe just never received repairs. Looks like some overs went down here in the middle as well. Dropped the LMGs. That is a disaster scenario. Preacher man. King Tiger on the field. He's facing a decent chunk of anti-tank though. Su-85 and Firefly as well as the IS-2. So maybe the Axis thinking about getting aggressive here, but don't have the anti-tank gun support to help back up a push. And things not going well for them at all here. Here comes the pack now, a little bit late. Oh, P4 goes down, but it's actually abandoned. That's a lucky break there for Preacher Man. Oh, King Tiger, gotta be careful. We've got incendiary artillery coming down on the pack here, which did use type weak point. IS-2 is stunned. Double Panthers coming in from the side, looking for the Firefly, but that gets away. Have to switch targets. One more shot, and the Su-85 will go down, but Nicko's pulling back here. That was too risky. Pack doesn't get decrewed. So that was to the Sexton, perhaps combining with the incendiary artillery. Allies are quite weak with their anti-tank right now, though. Although they don't have sight. It does have sight, though. DarkElllf, thanks to these early warning flares, the sight of just about the entire map. Looks like Nicko going for the 5-man pioneers with the flamethrowers as well. Looks like that vehicle Red gets outright destroyed there. Big damage on the vehicles, does a little bit of damage to the Zis. Or could this be the end of the Centaur? No, Panther misses the opening shot. Oh, and the second one misses as well. Panther hits. There's one more shot to connect. And there it goes. Firefly down.
The Centaur attack tank has been destroyed.
Centaur. I definitely just said Firefly. There's one right there, and it is shooting at the Panther. Oh, and in fact, the second one on the field now for DarkElllf. It's gonna give these Panthers a really hard time. Looks like Preacher Man's picking up a pack, also going for a couple of Raketans now. This is what the Axis need, some more anti-tank. They do have a tough time of it though, between the concentration barrage, the sextant and the incendiary artillery. Using the anti-tank guns is quite tricky for them. As soon as they reveal their position, they just get some hardy dropped on them. It's causing them, the Axis, a few headaches. Retreat there. Could even lose that. Did lose it. Senior artillery. Oh, I don't think he noticed. Could lose his machine gun in the building there. Yeah, it's gonna go down for sure. Okay, Panther's gearing up for a push. The flares are up though. These recon flares. The Allies aware of it, rotating their forces to adjust. Panther's coming in from the side. Serenity 5 a little bit late to react. Looks like they're going after the Katyusha perhaps, but the double Fireflies are there as well. Get the Katyusha, but could this be the end of the Panthers? One of them goes down. King Tiger's there. But now that's taking massive amounts of fire. Oh, the planes come in. One of them crashes on one of the Fireflies. Does a good chunk of damage. Doesn't lose it. The other one goes down. So one Katyusha for one Panther. Not the best trade there for the Axis. They also use the sector assault just to bail them out. They're going to be... They have to be careful, basically. If the... Clearly they didn't notice the early warning flares were up, which gave away their positioning and assault. But yeah, they're just going to have to pay more attention to when the flares are up and not try to make an aggressive push at that exact timing. Because it just gave the Allies so much time to rotate all their anti-tank, prepare for the assault, which otherwise probably would have gone really well for them. Sight abilities in these team games are just so huge. Flares, recon planes, recon units like the T-7 on recon mode. Such a big deal. What's the Sexton shooting at? He's going for the next truck even.
Ready. All ship shape and Bristol fashion.
Tigers ready to roll. I haven't seen these Rakitans get too busy yet. There is an edge the Axis have at the moment. Oh, nice bunker busting barrage there. Just goes down. Could be recruit though, still alive. Yeah, these Rakitans could sneak into a cheeky position. Maybe if he sneaks them around this side. When you're doing those kind of sneaks, you want to avoid running over the territory points as well. You want to make sure your opponent is completely unaware as to your movements. But if they could sneak 2 Rakitans or even 1 Rakitan over this side, get some shots in from the side during a heated engagement, would really help them out. Oh, that was a good one. Double AT guns go down there. Incendiary artillery coming in. Ooh. There were some frag bombs that also came down. Looks like it destroyed the decrew guns there. Both AT guns dead. I still have a lot of anti-tank though. Allies 2 Vet 2 now has got the range bonus. They're coming from the side. The Fireflies are there. Coming off worse for wear. 35 also pushing quite aggressively. What is this Centaur doing? I think that might have been a misclick. Down it goes.
One of our Centaur anti-aircraft tanks has been lost.
The T-guns now coming into play for the Axis, really helping them out in this engagement because the incendiary artillery already been used. But here comes the artillery in the form of the Sexton decruiser there. To help this section. And he's going to steal away the MG42. The Tiger operating on the flanks, shutting down all the infantry trying to push onto the VP there. Does seem like the Allies are pretty well established in the middle though. Going to be a tough nut to crack for the Axis. Looks like it's going to be another Panther for Nicko. This could be a devastating walking Stuka barrage. There's so many units in the middle, almost impossible to miss. Execute the machine gun, gets a couple of models, just damage to the tanks. Very successful barrage, I would say.
Ready to execute.
We're getting creeping in here. Sometimes with Rakitans, you don't want to let them fire in these situations, which is why he's put them on hold fire. He wants to wait until them firing a shot will actually have an impact and maybe have a chance of wiping, destroying an enemy tank. Comes forward, just takes a walloping from all these tank destroyers parked in the middle. Now it's the King Tiger's turn. Axis are just really struggling to find an angle. These tank destroyers shutting them down so hard in the middle, which is why I was a bit surprised we didn't have any elephants or yak tigers equipped for the Axis. They probably are going to have to come down this flank here at some stage. Try catch these allied tank destroyers with their pants down. The middle is just not working out. In fact, that could be the end of the Brumbier. IS-2 might have overextended itself. Target weak point activated. Oh, stuns him quite late in the piece. IS-2 might be able to escape. King Tiger on the scene. Misses its first shot though, it looks like. And now it's taking a beating. All the tank destroyers focus their fire on it. Oh man, it's taking a walloping, but T-70 goes down. It's providing all the sight. That should really help the Axis out. Bit of a consolation prize. Didn't get the IS-2, but they got the Recon 70.
We've lost a squad of infantry.
Definitely a consolation prize though, because they are getting pushed way off the map. Out to fire once again, targeting the mechanized truck as well. That was another good walking Stuka barrage. I think has been the saving grace from the Axis up to Vet 4 now. Only 20 kills, but it's been doing a lot of health damage to all these tanks packed in the middle. There goes the quad. So AA down. It should open the door for a nice sector assault for the Axis. Could this turn the game around for them? Those two perhaps overcommitting here. Jagdpanzer could also go down though. It looks like he's getting aggressive. King Tiger going in here. Oh no, triggers his own mine. Damage engine now. Panthers, oh, they're mobilizing. They're coming in from the side. The sector assault's coming in as well. SU-85 in trouble. Panthers making a beeline. Oh, but they're splitting their fire. Some of them hitting the Firefly here. SU-85 goes down. One Panther goes down. One Firefly goes down. Panther desperately trying to escape from Nagano. He's staying in there maybe. Looking for the IS-2 kill. Oh, the second Panther goes down, but so is the Sexton. Somehow the Katyusha survived. Carnage. Jagdpanzer could come in here and do some big damage. If you could find the right targets, but doesn't have the support. King Tiger finally back up and ready to roll. Could this be the turning point for the Axis? They took out a lot of enemy vehicles there, and a lot of the rest of them are heavily damaged. They could make a lot of ground right now. Fresh Centaur, but too late now. Sector assault has done its damage. Really helped the Axis make a breakthrough. Nicko suffered some heavy losses there though. Double Panthers down. He's losing its engineers so quickly. Oh man.
Squad knocked out.
Senior artillery, that could put those 5 man greens back to base. Not, he's continuing the assault. Centaur over here getting rid of the harassing squads. IS-2 looks like it's pulling back for repairs. King Tiger rather, IS-2 speeding down the road. Looks like the squads from the middle. Jagdpanzer vetting up. Really need the Jagdpanzer to get vet 2 though. Bonus health. It's a big deal. Big deal of difference down to 5 shots to see a 4. And then maybe the mess changed a little bit thanks to this Firefly with the Vet 3 bonus damage. Oh! Oh man, what is Preacher Man doing? He's not aware. Luckily he's actually trying to shoot at this instead of the Walking Stuka. I thought he could even just right click the Walking Stuka from there. He had the sight thanks to the flares. That could have been horrible if he lost the Walking Stuka right there. Another good Walking Stuka barrage, hitting Vet 5 with that one. 29 kills. Oh, big Katyusha barrage. Oh, go. What are you doing with your pioneers, buddy? Oh, both Vet 3 5-man pioneers goes down to that Katyusha barrage. Unacceptable losses there, just completely careless. Oh, Faust bounces there. Tiger in the middle, exchanging. Firefly on the chase. Misses that shot though. Panther should be able to escape now, I think. Yep. Preacher Man's gonna have to make some plays. Whilst Nicko rebuilds. Because he has definitely been like his preservation has been a little bit underwhelming, but he's also been suffering, just been in the wars suffering the most casualties. Preacher Man being extremely cautious with his King Tiger. Hasn't really been doing a crazy amount of damage with it or making any aggressive plays. If only the King Tiger didn't have damaged engine during that big sector assault push. That could have been the X factor. Extra bit of firepower could have really helped the Axis in that push.
Orders complete.
C-35 with the focus sight here doing some damage. The King Tiger Yak Panzer back here in cautious movement mode. Going to do an ambush. Panther back up, ready to fight again. Also have a pack for Nicko. Probably still needs to build some engineers though, some pioneers. It's got quite a lot of manpower still. Could squeeze one of those in before another Panther. And no, that's it. Yes. Nicko just felt like there was nothing they could do there. And they throw in the towel. Allies just had too good of a position. Well, it was a valiant effort. You know, I thought the Axis maybe could have made a comeback after that massive push with the sector assault, but just didn't quite get enough damage. And I think Preacher Man on the back of that probably should have been more aggressive with his tanks. You know, he kind of just played very timidly with his King Tiger, even after during that massive sector assault push, like all of the Allied tank destroyers were off the field getting repaired basically. It was a good time for him to be aggressive with his King Tiger, but oh well. Well played by the Allies. Oh, excuse me. really got to see the strength of the early warning. Flares. Shutting down the pushes, providing good recon. It was just one of the X factors this game, I felt. Extremely strong. Just some really solid play, you know, just tank destroyers in the middle of this map. Very hard to deal with. Especially combined with the recon from the flares, make it very hard to get a flank or an ambush with the Panthers. Well played by the Allies. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye, and good luck.